Tipping off things in this week's action reel are those streaking New York Knickerbockers, who are locked in a battle for Eastern Conference supremacy. Patrick Ewing was hungry for a run at the Bulls, while Chicago plotted their own offensive. The Knicks, as usual, would rely on their trademark, a smothering defense.
Rejected by Oakley. Oakley came over to help. Davis delivers to Harper. Yes, it counts.
In holding the Bulls to under 80 points for a second time this season, the D was devastated.
Garrett Ewing with the rejection. Franklin with a nice move on Grant. Sets up Harper. Standing ovation for the New York Knicks as they have defeated the Chicago Bulls 87-78.
You know, the Knicks and Bulls have established somewhat of a rivalry in the last couple of years, and there was nothing short tonight. You know, we went after it defensively, a lot of physical play, and we got a good victory.
Grunch started the long-range bombing, but it was the New York backcourt's long-range attack that finished off Minnesota as they connected on their first 14 shots.
Harper again!
Knicks are a different team with this kind of outside shooting.
Their second-year guard notched 33.
That's a career high for Hubert Davis. The Knicks make it 11 straight wins.
Coach Pat Riley had reason to be concerned about the streak. Despite a typically brilliant night from Ewing with 25 points and 15 rebounds, the Knicks couldn't shake off the pesky Pacers until the game's final minute.
Harper, a big bucket by Derek Harper. The Knicks have won their 12th in a row. It is the second longest win streak in the history of the franchise. They won 18 in a row in their first championship season back in 69-70.
Despite a slow start in Orlando, Ewing racked up 31 points in the showdown with the Shaq as they extended their winning streak to 13.
I was a little rusty and I couldn't get in the flow, but I told the guys that, you know, the second half, you know, I'll be able to get it going, and they got me the ball.
Across the river from New York, the New Jersey Nets are quietly rounding into playoff form. They played the role of rude host to Dominique and company as the LA Clippers visited the Meadowlands. All-Stars Kenny Anderson and Derek Coleman tag team Los Angeles for 50 points as the Nets outraced the Clippers 105-102.
Coleman challenges Outlaw. Pretty spin to the basket.
That's New Jersey Nets basketball, you know, fast breaking, getting out, you know, the dunks and everything like that, letting Kenny create.
Chuck Daly's crew created a reason to sit back and relax as they throttled the Bulls by 23, 110-87, with forward Johnny Newman doing the most damage by tallying 21.
Pass for Newman and it's big. Will not get any better than that with Kenny Anderson delivering that pass right there.
The Washington Bullets thought they'd figured out a way to snap New Jersey's mini streak at 2 straight. But a late second-half surge by the Nets turned around a 17-point deficit.
Kenny Anderson, Derek Coleman. It's good, and he was fouled. Armand Gilliam fade away over Duckworth, and the Nets have their first lead of the night.
Suddenly, the Nets have become a team that no one wants to meet in the first round of the playoffs.
And we're on the same page. Early in the season, kind of dug ourselves in the hole with all the losses, but I think we're getting it back together.
And hoping to get it back together are the LA Lakers, who made Magic Johnson their new head coach. LA could miss the NBA playoffs for the first time in 18 years, but they're hoping Johnson's magic touch can salvage the season.
Welcome back an old friend of ours, and we certainly will really want to wish him the best, because we'll all be trying to do our best to help him become as successful as a coach as he was as a player.
I'm happy to be back, and I'm looking forward to the challenge, because basically that's what it is, a new challenge.
Irvin knows all about challenges. He led the Lakers to 5 NBA championships. And now as he turns to coaching, he got some advice from his former coach, Pat Riley.
Riles gave me a list of what it takes to be a good coach. And, yeah, well, it was basically a book.
I've been around players a long time, and I don't think there probably was a player that I was ever around that was more of a coach on the floor than Irvin Johnson.
Obviously, he brings a winning attitude to the game, and I'm sure that's something that won't change as far as his coaching is concerned.
But can he bring Showtime back to the Great Western Forum?
Your winning cures everything. As long as he can win, I think that enthusiasm and all that stuff will come back.
I guarantee you they will be better players at the end of the season. I guarantee you that.
the new head coach of your Los Angeles Lakers, Earvin Magic Johnson.
Magic led the Lakers to a 110-101 victory over Milwaukee in his NBA coaching debut. Now a look at one of Dream Team 2's youngest stars, Seattle's Shawn Kemp. Just 24 years old, Kemp has already taken the league by storm with his extraordinary aerial acrobatics.
I've been saying all along that this guy is like a hurricane. I mean, you can see him coming a mile away. You can see a storm building on the horizon. You feel his breeze before he gets there, and when he gets there, he rains down on you.
He'll play it down. What a play! The Rain Man has struck.
I always say I enjoy dunking on people.
Look out. Reverse pivot in the jam. He'll go to the glass and ram it home.
I'm the type of player, I feed off my own energy. It becomes a challenge for me to even jump higher than what I think I can jump.
Whoa! He went airborne, defying gravity!
He always tells me to just try to throw it to the roof so he can, show people that he can get up.
Oh, the Rain Man!
He was just a teen, yet he was in the NBA.
He's just a child.
He's a man.
He's a man-child, and he came, and he grew, and he fed on the rain. Oh, sweet rain!
I like this place.
Certainly a boy wonder when he entered the league as a 19-year-old. Shawn Kemp has continued to dazzle NBA fans with a schoolyard style he developed back home in Elkhart, Indiana.
I think I have similar to a playground game. I didn't play college basketball. I came from high school playing ranks into the NBA, so I think a lot of my game is based on the playground.
Agility and strength and size, there's very few players that can do what Shawn Kemp just did.
Kemp's trademark is his thundering dunks. However, the 6'10" forward presents an all-around game, providing all-around problems for Sonic's opponents. On a personal front, team highs in blocks, rebounds, and scoring for first-place Seattle helped earn him a selection as a 1994 All-Star starter.
They used to call him the man-child. Drop the child part, folks.
He's going to score just because, his size and the kind of player he is, so you can't expect to stop him.
The Rain Man, now an established NBA star, looks forward to performing before a worldwide audience and the opportunity to continue the winning tradition of Dream Team 1.
What an acrobatic phenomenon! Reported to the FAA immediately.
It's a great opportunity for me because the Dream Team 1 has already been there. And, they've shown the world that they can play basketball and how good the U.S. is. So, it's just our turn to try to keep going with that.
Kemp keeps us going as he's joined by another Sonic in this week's edition of NBA Stories. Ever since point guard Gary Payton came to Seattle in 1991, he has joined forces with a high-flying Kemp to become a fixture on NBA highlight reels. This Sonic duo has elevated the alley-oop to an art form. But in a 1993 game, the price of an artful attempt turned out to be costly.
Oh! That would have been the play of the year had it gone in.
Me and Shawn have been talking about that, all season. And it was just a picture-perfect thing that it just came. I was going down the court. He said, "I'm here." He just said, "I'm here." And I knew what he was talking about. Threw it off the glass. What happened was he tried to dunk it too hard, and it bounced out, and George went crazy.
And I'm not sure George Karl was real happy with that maneuver, but it got us excited and the crowd here at the Coliseum as well.
So we got pulled out the game. We didn't start the next half. He went in the locker room screaming and cussing. I was like, man. And then, he said, "You guys want to be a highlight film." And when the reporters asked us again, will we do it again? He said, yeah.
Welcome back to NBA Action. We find out in this week's News, Notes, and Quotes that 18-year veteran Moses Malone of the Philadelphia 76ers has reached another milestone by moving into third place on the all-time scoring list.
And Moses has done it. 27,314 points for Moses Malone.
The three-time MVP began his pro career in 1974 as a member of the Utah Stars of the ABA. After 6 years in Houston, he was dealt to Philadelphia, where he led the Sixers to the Promised Land. Elsewhere, Detroit's Isaiah Thomas also reached a milestone with this assist.
Up and in, and that's it. That is number 9,000, and the captain joins Oscar, Magic, and John Stockton at the 9,000 assist mark.
When you're only one of 4 players to ever do something like that in the league, and considering all the other players who've played in this league, it's quite special. I never thought that I would have this type of success when I first came into the league, but, I'm glad, I'm proud.
Finally, Utah's John Stockton, who recently reached the 9,000 assist mark himself, has achieved yet another milestone, becoming just the second player to record 2,000 steals. Maurice Cheeks holds the all-time NBA record with 2,310.
Stockton with a steal. What a play!
Leading off this week's On Fire is Miami's Willie Burton, who came off the bench and scorched the Phoenix Suns as he tied his career high by scoring 28 points. Burton hit 10 out of 17 shots from the field.
4, 3, 2. How about Willie Burton? You think he's seeing it? Willie Burton is on fire. Burton is hitting everything.
Also smoking was the Dallas Mavericks third-year forward Doug Smith. Smith, the University of Missouri product, simply was too strong for the Los Angeles Lakers as he drove past them on his way to a career-high 36 points.
Here's Smith and a foul. Good strong move by Doug Smith.
Big time, baby. Big time.
And finally, while playing 52 minutes, 1991 Gatorade Slam Dunk champion Dee Brown went over, around, and through the Washington Bullets defense to tally a career-high 38 points, including 5 out of 6 from three-point land.
Brown from 3's got it.
Well, Dee seems to have found his shooting touch.
Dee Brown, the hot hand here in this fourth quarter.
Hey, in this week's NBA Encore, everyone's got the hot hand. And we come right at you and get right in your face.
Nice rebound by Weber. With the explosion. He got O'Neal out of the lane.
Royal dribble drive. He beats Lynch. He slam dunks. Oh, great play. Great. In the Hawks off and running. Hoffman.
Ah, pretty nasty, huh? How about some fancy passes? Starting with Utah's newest addition, Jeff Hornacek.
Down with 5. He goes right back to Chambers, who holds it on the hip.
Ball's knocked away. Jackson, the steal. The wraparound to Dominique.
Look out, Mullen and steal. Oh, what a pass to Gatley.
Time's winding down, so we better start throwing them up, as these guys know how to beat the buzzer.
Stockton's in court. Stockton for 3. 40-footer. Good. He got it. Oh, baby.
In Cleveland, the price is just right.
Price fires it up. And it's good.
And this one's Van Excellent.
Now they throw the alley-oop.
And finally we find out who's the best on the block, starting with the Lakers' Eldon Campbell.
Down the middle, underneath, shot blocked by Campbell.
Sir Charles says, get out of here. Kenny skies over Dino.
Rejected by Kenny Walker. Cole, 4-10, rejected. Nuggets on the run. Can they beat the clock? Yes. Ebot set to pick for 3. Get out of here with that stuff.
Now we take an inside look at how things are shaping up with the 1994 NBA playoffs fast approaching.
Into the front court is Johnson. Johnson driving in right of the lane. Oh, continuation. Count the basket. It's fell.
Phoenix Suns are the champions of the West for only the second time in the history of this franchise.
This year the tables have turned, with Seattle leading the Pacific Division and Phoenix doing the chasing.
I still think that we're the team that everybody has to go through to win the Western Conference Finals.
While the Pacific carries several elite squads, the conference champ could come out of the Midwest Division from any one of 3 powerful teams.
The 3 teams are playing so well, San Antonio, Utah, and us. And I think it's going to go all the way down to the wire.
Clock is down to 1. Vernon puts it up, and the Houston Rockets win it. The Houston Rockets win it.
In the beginning, I think they thought they was all alone by themselves, and they sort of ran off in the beginning.
Miracle season continues for Houston.
Now all of a sudden we're involved, and they're looking over their shoulders and stuff like this, so it's neat to know you're playing for something now.
After acquiring Jeff Hornacek, the Jazz went on a hot streak and tightened up the Midwest race.
I know their schedule just as well as our schedule. You know, I'm always looking at the score. I'm always looking at their next game. I'm sure they're doing the same. That's what makes the game so exciting.
David Robinson has helped keep the Spurs right in the thick of things.
And the buzzer goes!
And has San Antonio feeling optimistic.
It's fun playing on this team. We have a good time. We finally got a set rotation, and this team is going to be scary down the stretch.
Right now in the West, the #1 team is Seattle, who would play the #8 squad, Denver. The other matchups pit defending Western Conference champion Phoenix against Utah. San Antonio would face Portland, and Houston against Golden State. Now a look toward the East, where New York, despite a rash of injuries this season, and most recently to All-Star John Starks, have remained atop the conference.
You know, we're going to take it one game at a time. You don't want to feel too good about yourselves. You know, you just want to stick to the pages and just flip them and just win one game at a time.
Fighting it out with New York for the top spot has been Atlanta, who also has made the biggest trade of the season, acquiring Danny Manning for Dominique Wilkins.
Every day he gets more and more involved in what we're doing, and we just got to do more because I want to run the offense through him.
Other battles for playoff position focus on the last 4 spots between Cleveland and Miami for 5 and 6. And even more intriguing will be who takes 7 and 8, Indiana or New Jersey.
We're not chasing teams, but we have the last 8 spot, and teams are chasing us. So hopefully it's not going to go down to the wire. We're going to be in good shape when it's all said and done.
Johnson hit for the dunk.
A long shot for the final playoff position is Charlotte, who could make a late-season surge now that Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning are back from injury. So with the season winding down, the pairings right now would be a rematch between New York and Indiana, Orlando and Miami in a Florida showdown, Chicago and Cleveland, and Atlanta would face New Jersey. The final days of the season always provide drama as teams vie for playoff position. And now that we have you on the edge of your seat, it's time for the top 10 plays of the week.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In our courtside countdown, we're golden from the start as Weber goes on the warpath. Alley-oop!
Robinson knew it was coming but couldn't do anything about it.
That's the scary part. At number 9, Doug Christie shows the Magic some of his own tricks.
Set the screen, goes around it.
Oh, pass to Lincoln and made the wraparound job. That's beautiful.
And I'll tell you, you got to be alert to get that one.
All right, Indiana's looking to eke out the victory, but Williams has the final word.
McKee on the drive. Scott Williams! Scott Williams on the whoa! What a block! What a block! A game-winning block!
Check out this ricochet off the glass by the Bullets' Calbert Cheney.
The jump to 6. Cheney, beautiful move. And that one he created all by himself.
Well, Dallas's Lucius Harris does a pretty good solo act himself.
Into the last seconds of the quarter, Lucius Harris. Oh, he got it! What a shot! Lucius Harris, a remarkable shot.
At number 5, the Pacers sure make it look pretty.
Reggie, Antonio Davis. Oh, my! What an absolutely beautiful play.
Well, what a beautiful move by this Bullet. And guess what? A Butler did it.
Butler, baseline move. For 2, and he fouled. And let me tell you, that's big-time stuff right there, Calvin Murphy. Big-time.
Great Scott. It's Byron going baseline.
Got the step. And Brew the foul. It counts. And the foul. Remarkable shot by Scott. He got bumped.
At number 2, welcome to Chris's Web.
7-point game. Oh, what a play by Weber. Here's Johnson. That was one for the highlight reel.
And for the number 1 play of the week, Nick shows he's still the highest flying hawk.
Oh, Nick just throws it up and gets it to go.